What's up? It's Smash Pass MMA here to break down and discuss UFC 326, Charles Oliveira versus Max Holloway for the BMF title. Starting with the early prelims, we got Luke Fernandez versus Rodolfo Bellato. I'm going to go Luke Fernandez. Rodolfo Bellato's nothing crazy, and Luke Fernandez is the up-and-coming prospect making his UFC debut, so I'm going to trust in him to get it done against someone who's never proved to be that good. Next up, we got Rafael Tobias versus Dayar Nergazai. I'm going to go Rafael Tobias. They both came off Dana White's Contender Series. Dayar has lost his fights in the UFC, 2 of them. And Rafael Tobias is on a win streak. He got submissions, he got TKOs, KOs. So I'm going to lean on the multifaceted threat of Tobias to beat the never proved himself Dayar. Next up, we got Sumadarji versus Jesus Aguilar. Jesus Aguilar has only lost to Tatsuya Taira and Rafael Estevam, who are both really good. So I'm going to go with him over Sumadarji, who is coming. He's on a win streak right now, but he lost to Charles Johnson, Tim Elliott, and most importantly, Matt Schnell. So if you're losing to Matt Schnell, that's not good. Luis Smolka also, not the worst, not the best. But again, Jesus Aguilar only losing to Tatsuya Taira and Rafael Estevam. So, only loses to the best of the best. And I don't think Sumadarji is the best of the best. Moving on, we got Cody Durden versus Naim Jergal Temenduram. Oh. Next up, we got Jesus Christ. Next up, we got Naim Jargal Tumendembrel versus Cody Durden. I'm gonna go with Cody Durden because I want to say the other guy's name. Fuck it. Nah, probably the other guy's gonna win. I just don't feel like saying his name again. But I don't think Cody Durden should be the underdog that he is. So I'm not gonna lie, I did throw a buck on Cody Durden. All right, next up we got Ricky Turcios versus Alberto Montez. Ricky Turcios, not necessarily the best, but he is pretty good. But more importantly, he's gonna make it a fight. He's not afraid to make it a little dirty, which you got to give him credit for. Even in his losses, he's trying. A lot of guys kind of look like they're not trying out there sometimes. You can't really say that about Ricky Turcios. However, we don't know too much about Alberto Montez. He is 11-1. Dana White Contender Series look good, but he's been knocked out. He hasn't beaten anyone impressive. I'm going to have to go with the Ricky Turcios, Next up, we got Dante Johnson versus Cody Brundage. This was actually the fight I threw $1 on. It wasn't Cody Durden, it was Cody Brundage. I don't even know if Cody Durden's that big of an underdog now that I think about it. But Cody Brundage is a massive underdog, like minus 800 or something. So I did throw $1 on him. But Dante Johnson probably going to win. But Cody Brundage isn't just like a pushover. He's not amazing, but he's something. Moving on, we got Cody Garbrandt versus Long Zhao. I'm going to go Cody Garbrandt. I think people sleep on Cody Garbrandt. He's not awful. He was the champ at one point. His chin's pretty much gone. His grappling's not great, but he'll beat most not great people, and I don't think Long Zhao is great, So I'm going to go Cody Garbrandt on that one. That is the main event of the prelims. Now we're moving on to the main card. Now the opener of the main card, which is Gregory Rodriguez versus Bruno Ferreira. I'm going to go Bruno Ferreira. He's knocked him out once before. Gregory Rodriguez is kind of a moron, and he's gotten knocked out since then. He's been in wars since then. So I'm going to go with Gregory Rodriguez to get knocked out again by Bruno Ferreira. Moving on, we got Michael Johnson versus Drew Dober. This is a funny one. If you know about Drew Dober, if you know, you know. He has a good chance of winning this one, but Michael Johnson should beat the shit out of him. So if Michael Johnson loses this fight, we know that Drew Dober curse is real, and Drew Dober literally can't beat white guys, but literally beats every decent African-American guy on the entire roster. It's crazy. Moving on, next up we got Rob Font versus, so again, Michael Johnson should be able to pull it off. If not, something's funky with Drew Dober. Next up, we got Rob Font versus Raul Rosas Jr. I got to go with Rob Font on this one. Raul hasn't really proved himself against anyone, and Rob Font has only lost against pretty much the best of the best in the division. I've also can't remember a single time he's ever been held down like that easily. Definitely never been submitted in the UFC. So I'm going to have to go with Rob Font. But Raul could definitely pull it off. Next up, we got the co-main event, Caio Baralho versus Reinier de Ridder. I'm going to go with RDR, Reinier de Ridder, to get this one done. I think he just kind of screwed himself in his last fight, just going for it too much, not really giving himself like it wasn't patient. He just like kind of tried to press Brendan Allen, and Brendan Allen's kind of known to be a cardio guy. So if you don't beat him, he's gonna survive. And and Brendan Allen's kind of known for being a cardio guy. So if you don't just beat him, he's gonna survive and make it a fight. So I am gonna go Reinier de Ridder. I think the body knees are gonna work good. I don't think Caio Baralho knows how to strike very well. He's pretty bad on the feet. And I don't think his grappling's that good necessarily either. He's kind of like mid. So I'm going to go Reinier de Ridder, as long as he can pace himself better and not just blow his gas tank in the first 2 rounds or something. Next up, we got the main event, the fight we're all waiting for the BMF title, Max Holloway versus Charles Oliveira 2. In the first fight at 145 pounds, Charles came down, fought Max for the #1 contendership, I believe, and got a shoulder injury like a minute or 2 into the first round, and that was the whole fight. So basically, he was like up against the cage and grabbed his shoulder and sat down, and the fight kind of ended. I can't remember exactly what was happening leading up to that moment. I think Max did kind of maybe like shrug off a takedown attempt or something. Maybe that's what kind of popped the shoulder. But it was kind of a nothing fight. That being said, I think Max Holloway is going to be able to dance around Charles Oliveira like no one really has before. If you watch all of Charles' fights, he kind of walks forward to the person, and if they move, he'll cut off the angle, he'll turn. But usually that person does meet him somewhere, somewhat in the middle. Whether it's Michael Chandler, Justin Gaethje, Dustin Poirier, all those guys are willing to throw. I mean, Ilia Topuria as well. All those guys are willing to throw in the pocket with Charles. Max is going to be more willing to only do that on his terms, and the rest of the time he's going to kind of circle jab, spinning back kick, when he gets the opportunity. But his goal is going to be to keep the space a little bit more than most of Charles' opponents, especially at 155. So in the stand-up, I'm definitely going to lean towards Holloway. Charles has the power, so if he lands, he could just flatline Holloway. But I think Holloway has a better chin at 155. He's more durable at 155. He also hits harder, so he could also rock Charles. If Charles can get him to the ground, which most fighters that try to take Max Holloway down do get a takedown on him, but they can't really do anything with it once they get it there. I think Charles would be the type of guy to maybe get the back in transition and choke Max out. Like maybe he doesn't have to keep him on the ground. He just takes him down. Max is getting back up, but Charles gets his back, wraps him up, pulls him to the ground, and then gets the hooks in and kind of finishes it there. So I could see it really going either way. I'm going to go Charles. I think you really have to be multifaceted, good striker and a good grappler to really have a chance against Charles. Who's beat him? Islam, Arman, and Ilia. And what do those three people have in common? Good wrestling, fairly powerful striking. Maybe not the most technical across all three of them, but pretty powerful. Arman can hit decently hard, but I honestly think he more survived that fight than really won it. Ilia hits obviously really hard. And I personally think that Charles Oliveira kind of underestimated Islam's striking, and Islam caught him, and then it was like takedown, arm triangle, sub. I think it was kind of a snowball effect after the initial. I think Islam surprised him early with more power and more technique than Oliveira expected and really gave him credit for. And then Oliveira had to play catch up, and you can't catch up when someone's that well-rounded. So I'm going to go Charles Oliveira. I could definitely see a situation where Max Holloway pieces him up on the feet for basically all of 5 rounds, but he's going to have to really be on his bike, really be moving around, and making it like a master class of footwork. So we're going Charles Oliveira for the BMF title. It's also better because if Max wins, does Max really have a chance of beating Armin in like a grappling match, or Ilya? I don't know. Maybe at 155, maybe he has a chance at Ilya. I think Armin's a tough fight. And then Charles. Can Charles. I want to see Charles rematch Armin. I think he won that fight. And then Charles versus Taporia. I think with a better game plan, I could see Charles winning. But geez, Ilya Taporia's grappling looked so good that first fight. I don't really know. So either way, it's going to be a good fight. Either way, it's going to be sad and exciting and happy, like all around. So should be a great night of fights, and I'm looking forward to it. Hope you enjoy. Have a good night. Peace.